Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This week could turn out to be one of the most uncomfortable moments for Vladimir Putin since the war began, and the reason lies thousands of kilometers away in the United Kingdom. Quietly, without dramatic announcements or flashy press conferences, the UK is preparing a delivery to Ukraine that could seriously shift the balance on the battlefield. It is not just another shipment of routine aid. It is a carefully planned move designed to hit Russia where it hurts most, both militarily and psychologically. While Moscow focuses on frontline advances and internal propaganda, this secret delivery threatens to undo weeks of Russian planning and send a clear message that Western support for Ukraine is not slowing down but evolving. For months, Russia has relied on predictable patterns from its opponents. Weapons arrive, Russia adapts, and the cycle repeats. But this time, the UK appears to be breaking that pattern. Instead of loudly declaring what it is sending and when, British officials have chosen near silence. That silence is not accidental, it is strategic. It suggests that whatever is on its way to Ukraine is something Russia would prefer not to know about until it is already in use. In modern warfare, surprise is often as powerful as firepower, and the UK understands this better than most. The background to this move goes back to the early days of the war, when the UK emerged as one of Ukraine's most consistent and aggressive supporters. From anti-tank weapons to long-range missiles, British aid has repeatedly forced Russia to rethink its tactics. Each time, Moscow complained, threatened, and then adjusted. But now, Russian military analysts are unusually quiet. That silence from Moscow's side suggests uncertainty, and uncertainty is dangerous for any military campaign. When you do not know what capability your opponent is about to receive, you are forced to spread your defenses thinner, wasting resources and time. So what exactly could the UK be sending? While official details remain classified, there are strong indications that this delivery involves advanced systems rather than basic supplies. Britain has invested heavily in cutting-edge military technology, particularly in areas like intelligence, surveillance, electronic warfare, and precision strike capabilities. Unlike traditional weapons, these systems do not just destroy targets, they change how the battlefield works. They can blind enemy radars, intercept communications, and allow Ukrainian forces to strike with accuracy Russia has struggled to counter. One possibility is advanced long-range strike capability. Russia has relied heavily on keeping its supply depots, command centers, and airbases just out of reach of Ukrainian weapons. Each time Ukraine gained longer-range systems, Russian forces were forced to move their assets further back. This created logistical nightmares and slowed Russian operations. If the UK is now delivering something with even greater range or improved accuracy, Russia could find that nowhere is truly safe anymore. The psychological impact of knowing that any base could be targeted at any time should not be underestimated. Another likely component of the delivery is advanced air defense or counter-drone technology. Russia has increasingly turned to drones and missile strikes to exhaust Ukrainian defenses and terrorize civilian populations. The UK has significant expertise in air defense integration and electronic countermeasures. A system that can neutralize drones more efficiently or intercept missiles with higher success rates would immediately reduce Russia's ability to pressure Ukraine from the air. It would also free up Ukrainian resources to focus on offensive operations rather than constant defense. Electronic warfare is another area where Britain excels. Modern wars are no longer fought only with tanks and artillery. They are fought in the electromagnetic spectrum. Jamming communications, disrupting GPS signals, and feeding false information to enemy systems can paralyze entire units without firing a single shot. If the UK is delivering advanced electronic warfare equipment, Russian units could suddenly find their radios unreliable, their navigation systems inaccurate, and their coordination falling apart. For an army that already struggles with coordination, this could be devastating. What makes this delivery especially troubling for Moscow is the timing. Russia is currently attempting to project strength, both domestically and internationally. Putin's narrative relies on the idea that Russia can outlast Ukraine and its supporters. A sudden and effective upgrade to Ukraine's capabilities directly challenges that narrative. It suggests that not only is the West still committed, but it is willing to escalate support in smarter, more impactful ways. This is exactly the kind of development that can undermine confidence within Russia's military and political elite. The secrecy surrounding the delivery also points to another important factor: training and integration. Advanced systems are useless without proper training. The UK has quietly hosted Ukrainian troops for months, training them on British soil. This suggests that whatever is being delivered, Ukrainian forces may already know how to use it. That means there will be no long delay between delivery and deployment. From Russia's perspective, this is the worst-case scenario. By the time they identify the new capability, it may already be too late to counter it. There is also a broader strategic message behind this move. The UK is not acting in isolation. Other Western countries are watching closely. If this delivery proves effective, it could set a precedent for similar support from allies. In other words, this is not just about one shipment. It is about opening the door to a new phase of support. Russia understands this, which is why even the hint of a major British move is enough to cause concern. Diplomatically, this delivery also complicates Russia's efforts to pressure Western governments. Moscow has repeatedly tried to intimidate countries into reducing support for Ukraine through threats and energy blackmail. The UK decision to proceed quietly but decisively sends a message that such tactics are not working. It shows confidence and resolve, traits that Russia has hoped to weaken. Instead, they appear to be strengthening. From Ukraine's perspective, this delivery is more than just military aid. It is a sign of trust. Advanced systems are not handed out lightly. They require confidence that they will be used effectively and responsibly. The UK willingness to provide such capabilities indicates a belief in Ukraine's ability to not only defend itself, but to strategically outmaneuver Russia. This boosts morale at a critical time, reinforcing the idea that Ukraine is not alone and that its allies are willing to take calculated risks to ensure its survival. Meanwhile, Russian media has begun to hint at new threats without providing specifics. This vague language is telling. It suggests that Russian intelligence may be aware that something significant is coming, but lacks clarity on what it is. In warfare, uncertainty breeds fear. Commanders must plan for multiple scenarios, spreading their forces and diluting their effectiveness. This alone could slow Russian operations, buying Ukraine valuable time. The impact of this delivery could extend beyond the battlefield. If Ukraine uses the new capability to achieve a high-profile success, such as striking a critical Russian asset or defending against a major attack, it would resonate globally. It would reinforce the narrative that Ukraine is capable of adapting and innovating faster than Russia. It would also challenge the perception of Russian military superiority, something Putin has worked hard to maintain. There is also an internal dimension to consider. Putin's grip on power relies heavily on the image of control and strength. Any major setback, especially one linked to Western support, chips away at that image. Even if the Russian public does not receive full information, rumors and unofficial reports spread quickly. A sudden loss or failure tied to a mysterious new Ukrainian capability could fuel dissatisfaction and doubt within Russia's elite circles. Critically, the UK move highlights a shift from quantity to quality. Early in the war, the focus was on supplying large numbers of weapons to meet urgent needs. Now the emphasis appears to be on providing systems that offer disproportionate advantages. This reflects a mature understanding of the conflict and a long-term commitment to Ukraine's success. It also suggests that the UK believes the war's outcome can still be influenced decisively. As the delivery approaches, speculation will continue to grow. Analysts will debate possible systems, timelines, and impacts. Russia will attempt to prepare, but preparation without information is guesswork. That is exactly where the UK wants Moscow to be. By controlling the narrative and the timing, Britain is forcing Russia into a reactive posture. And in war, being reactive is rarely a winning strategy. Ultimately, this secret delivery is about more than just equipment. It is about momentum. Wars are not won overnight. They are shaped by a series of decisions that gradually tilt the balance. The UK decision to act quietly, but decisively, could be one of those moments historians point to later as a turning point. It shows that Ukraine's allies are learning, adapting, and staying one step ahead. For Putin, this could not come at a worse time. With pressure mounting on multiple fronts and resources stretched thin, the last thing Russia needs is a new unknown variable. Yet that is exactly what the UK is introducing. Whether it is a new weapon, a new system, or a new capability altogether, its impact will be felt far beyond the battlefield. As the situation develops, one thing is clear: The UK is sending a message not just to Ukraine but to the world. That message is simple but powerful. Support for Ukraine is not fading, and surprises are still very much on the table. And if this delivery performs as expected, it may indeed ruin Putin's week in ways he never saw coming.